Hola, ¿cómo está? Hello, my little crafty monsters. How's everybody doing today? I hope everybody is fabulous. So, in today's fabulous tutorial, we are going to be making... Are you ready for this? Like, are you ready for this? We are going to be making these adorable Christmas cards. These are little Christmas ornaments. And I don't know if you could see this, but we have our sentiment over here on the top. We have a little string. We have a little ribbon. And we have the little glittered ball. And then some DSP paper in the back. And inside, because we're going to be making 4 of them. Okay. On the inside, let me show you what the inside says. So it says, home for the holidays. Merry Christmas. Pero mira que tan cute, ¿verdad? I know, it's so cute. So, we are going to give a special thanks to Teresa Franklin, because Teresa Franklin was the one that sent us these amazing paper packs. And this is the paper pack that we basically use to make this little bad boy. What? Yes, we did, boo-boo. And also, for the little ribbon, the little bow that we use there, we also use the little ribbon that she sent to us too. So Teresa Franklin actually sent us a little happy mail, some packages of a bunch of paper packs and ribbon. And this is one of the projects that we made with the stuff that she sent us. So thank you for that paper pack, love. And without wasting any more time, guys, let's get down to the table and make these little bad boys, because you guys are going to see how easy it is. Like, seriously. Because all you need is some holographic little glitter. Pick this little bad boy up at Michael's. Okay. And this little die cut that I use for the sentiment is from AliExpress. The stamp is from Michael's, because, you know, we always get stuff at Michael's. The paper pack came from Teresa Franklin, and the ribbon came from Teresa Franklin. This little twine that I use right here came from Michael's. And what else do you need? Oh, and you need some tape. That's all you need, some tape. Not the little skinny type, but the big, you know, the thick type. Maybe packing tape, or, you know, the thick type that you actually use for when you're sending out packages in the mail. So anyway, like I said, without wasting any more time, guys, let's get down to business. I'll show you and I'll explain to you. I'm going to narrate, because y'all love to hear me narrate. So see you in a bit. Hola, my little crafty monsters. So right here, we're going to use a few supplies. We're going to use a paper pack, ribbon, card base. Card base, I'm going to put a link in the bottom if you guys don't know about card bases. There's some dies that are from Sizzix and AliExpress. These are the card bases, so. And then this is the paper pack. This is the ribbon we're also going to be using. And so, let's basically look through the paper. I'm trying to see what would go more or less with the ribbon. And I really like this plaid. So we have a winner. So now what we're gonna do here is we're basically gonna cut down these 6x6s into a card mat. And if you guys want to know more about card bases and card mats, like I said, there's going to be a link in the bottom, and that will explain to you more or less, and then you guys will get the gist of what it is that I'm doing here. So basically it's cut down to 4 inches by 5 1/4. And then I always save the scraps because I always end up using them for something else. And you pull out your little Sizzix machine because you're gonna need to cut a circle and where you're gonna have the actual little hole where the ornament is gonna be. So you're just gonna use your die to cut that little hole out, and then in the back of this is where we're gonna place that tape so that you can stick your glitter to it. So I've actually decided to use this size. This size was perfect, where the little sentiment and the little ornament will fit perfectly in front of the card. So now you're just gonna go ahead and cut the little hole to all of your card mats, as many as you're making. And I would actually just save those little circles too, because those are little plaid circles that you could definitely use for any other project. So definitely do not throw those away. You can make embellishments. You can make a lot of things. You could even make little tags. I mean, those would be cute little gift tags. So we're just cutting out all of the circles here. And then after that, we're going to cut out the die, the little sentiment, the back part. I don't know what this is called. We're just gonna call it a little frame. So we're gonna cut out this little frame part of the sentiment. This is gonna be all glittered, and this is just gonna give it that little pop of glitter. So we're gonna need to cut 4 of these. And I always like to run them 3 times when I'm cutting with AliExpress because of the fact that sometimes they don't cut as good. So running it twice or even 3 times definitely always works. I really think that these little label things are so adorable because, I mean, they just add a little pop of class. So you basically could use any kind of labels that you guys want to do on the front of this card. It doesn't necessarily have to be this one that I purchased from AliExpress. I mean, there's so many different ones out there, you guys, that, I mean, use what you got. So we're gonna cut out one more after this. And see right here, it didn't really cut that good. You guys are gonna see that I'm gonna have to cut some of these portions out with the X-Acto knife because sometimes they just don't cut right. But you know what? You get what you pay for, and these are still really good dies. They do the work. It's just, you know, sometimes they just don't cut that good. It all depends on the paper that you're cutting as well too. So glitter paper is always thicker, so that's probably why it struggles. Now the front, I'm just gonna do plain white because I'm gonna basically do, I think that the plain flat white looked really nice against the glittered background. Not to mention that we're gonna stamp this with a colored stamp, so I think that that color is gonna pop. So I hope you guys really try to make some cards. I really want to see what you guys come up with. I mean, I really do. I think that homemade cards are so amazing. So right here, I'm gonna do a ring. And basically this ring, I was gonna use it to put it in front, like, you know, around the little circle part. So it'll just be a little bit neater. But I felt that the white was a little too, it popped too much and it just kind of, I don't know, it just didn't look right to me. So I'm gonna change it. I'm gonna end up making a red ring so that it's just a little bit easier and it's not just slapping you in the face like a big white ring saying, hey. So I'm gonna go get some red paper and we are basically gonna cut it out of red. And then like this, it will, you know, it'll just blend in better. I mean, it's good to have colors that pop and contrast colors and stuff. But for this project, I just wanted it to be a little bit easier on the eyes. So I wanted it to blend. I wanted it to flow. I wanted the whole focus to be on the glittered ornament, like, you know, and that's why I put a little bit of glitter in the back of the sentiment too, because I wanted it to be like, hey, look at the sentiment. Hey, look at the little glitter ball. Also too, I've seen these cards made from so many different crafters. I mean, there are a lot of crafters that do this technique for different design of their cards, which are really good. So this is really not my idea. I have seen it on a lot of crafters. I don't know who's the one that came up with it, but whoever did, you are brilliant. Because using this tape is so easy. I mean, it's just tape, guys, and then you throw on your glitter, and look, it's gonna stick onto there. So you don't need no glue, you don't need nothing. This is for a really fast card. Now, if you're the type that really doesn't like the whole glitter part and all that, well, then this project is really not for you. But if you are like me that love the glitter and don't mind the glitter everywhere, because, you know, we still clean it up, then this definitely is a project you should try, because it's easy. See, all you're doing is putting tape. And I'm using that little non-stick rubber mat on the bottom just so that it doesn't lose some of the stick. But I mean, if you guys don't have one, you guys definitely need to pick one up, because it makes a lot of your projects so much easier. Hot glue, regular glue, I mean, painting, I mean, whatever it is that you're doing, this mat works amazing for everything. So I would definitely recommend it. But if you don't have it, I'm sure you guys will figure out how to put the tape on. So I don't know what you guys think about these, but I think these are awesome. And you guys should see them in person, because in person, that glitter, the hologram glitter, it's gorgeous. It really has a real big shine to it. And if you notice right here, I don't really use a lot of glitter, because I'm using the same little pile that I pulled out the first time, and I'm just picking it up with the tape. This little makeup brush, I use it to wipe off glitter and dust and stuff like that, and it works really good because the glitter does not stick to it. So you'll see that I use that little makeup brush to wipe down a lot of stuff when it comes to glitter. Not to mention it's really soft, so it won't ruin your projects. So see, I just brush everything with that little makeup brush, and nothing sticks onto it. So right here, guys, we're gonna start doing the fun part. So we're gonna start putting this little bad boy together. So we're gonna need some twine, because we're gonna use a little twine to make it look like the ornament is hanging. But I didn't like the red and the white because I felt that it was blending in too much. So I wanted something to kind of pop out. So I ended up getting gold and white, because it was only the next one that I would be able to use. Everything else was kind of almost Halloween color. So no bueno. So all you're gonna do is you're just gonna basically glue it to make it look like it's hanging from that little string. And then you don't really have to worry about the ends, because one of the ends is gonna be covered with the bow that we're gonna be making. And then the other end is gonna be covered with the sentiment, the little plaque that you're making. Oh, it's a plaque, that's what it's called. There you have it. It's not a frame, it's a little plaque. I couldn't remember what it was called. So we're gonna put that little plaque where the sentiment is on, and you're gonna hide the other end of that string. So only a little part of it is gonna really be showing. And that's all you really wanted it to do, was just to have a little show. Then right here, we're going to use that little ribbon that we got, and we are going to make a little bow out of it. And then we're going to use that to put it right on top of the ornament. Now, I'm not really good at making bows, so you guys, seriously, I suck at this. And I use Tombow. The Tombow glue will actually hold on to that ribbon and hold it onto the actual paper. You know, I use a lot of Tombow when it comes to projects that I really need it to hold really good, or if it's kind of a media that is not your normal paper, I definitely go for this Tombow if I don't use a hot glue. So just let that set for a little bit. So we're gonna make this bows now, and then we're gonna let them dry and set. And in the meantime, while those are drying, we're gonna start stamping the inside of our card bases and then our little plaques, the little sentiments. So this is why I'm making sure that I'm doing these little bows ahead of time, because I really want that glue to dry by the time I need to glue these mats to the front of the base. So like I said, just go ahead and set these aside and let these dry, and then let's get to stamping, guys. So we're gonna be using these two stamp sets. Well, actually we're just gonna be using one. I believe I'm gonna just use one. So I'm gonna use the one on the right that says Home for the Holidays. And we're gonna use a Merry Christmas one from the other stamp set. I'll have a link on both stamp sets for Michael's, but I would recommend you guys hurry up and jump on that because I'm sure that they're selling out pretty quick. So this is where I'm trying to figure out which one is gonna fit that little sentiment area perfect. And this was the winner. So we're gonna go ahead and stamp this in some red ink. And this is by Color Box. And it's a pigment ink, so it's gonna take a little bit longer to dry than your normal inks. So make sure you give this a little bit of time to dry before you handle it. Because if you handle it before it dries, you will smudge the sentiment. I don't know if you guys could hear that, but there is a cricket somewhere in my office. I have no idea how that little cricket came in here, but it's chirping. That is so hilarious. Anyway, sorry about that. I guess we have a little uninvited guest here at Paper to Masterpiece today. So on the inside, we're gonna go ahead and stamp it with the Merry Christmas. And I'm also using that Color Box red pigment ink. And then just make sure that you don't close it because that pigment ink needs a little bit time to dry. So this is why I'm leaving them kind of open. And then that's going to be it for the stamping part, guys. Make sure you clean your stamps and you put them away. Make sure they're dry before you put them away. This just helps them stay clean and last long. So those were the two stamp sets that I showed you that I made. Well, that I used. And then this is the part where I'm going to have to use my little X-Acto knife to cut out some of the areas that the die didn't cut out properly. And this is why I was telling you that sometimes when you're cutting with AliExpress dies, it is really important that you guys run them more than twice. I would totally recommend more than twice. And that's just to make sure that they cut properly. If not, the X-Acto knives always work perfectly. What I learned from this too was that area that I'm cutting out, it was the actual price tag in the back of the paper. So I don't know if that sticker had a little bit of something to do with it, but it was that when I turned it around, I noticed it was the actual price tag, that little area. So who knows? But for the most part, I would still recommend that you run them more than twice. And then I'm going to use a Tombow glue to glue these sentiment onto the plaques. And the reason why is because it's going onto a glittered paper. And I want it to have a really, really good hold. I just think that this really, really looked nice. The glittered background with just the flat white plaque in the front. I mean, I don't know. But, you know, the possibilities are endless. You guys use your creativity. I mean, use colors. And you guys definitely use colors because you guys are able to see colors. It's harder for me to do projects because I can't see colors. So I usually use the safe colors that I know will go good together just by knowing. So anyway, we're not talking about that. Let's get down to business. Right here, we're gonna go ahead and glue the card mat, and we're gonna use some foam dimensionals on the back of these plaques, and this is just to give them a little bit dimension, not to mention some area for that little twine to not make a bump on our plaque is basically what we're doing as well. So right here, we're just gluing the mat, and we're just using our regular Eileen's glue. Center it to the middle, give it a good press, and then add the plaque, and you guys are done. Do you see how easy these cards were? I mean, these cards were super easy. Nothing to it, guys. Nothing to it. Could you imagine making like a little star ornament, or even those little teardrop ones, or I mean, whatever ornament die set you guys have, you guys could definitely make these cards. Or any shape that you guys have. I mean, a heart. Who wouldn't want a little heart ornament for Christmas? So these are super easy, guys. And the supplies were super minimal. So right here, there was a little bit of the tape, so I kind of like cut it with the X-Acto knife, and it was perfect. So I want to see what you guys make. These are the cards. Aren't they gorgeous? There you have it, guys. That's how easy it is to make these little bad boys. Do you see how adorable and how easy it was to make these? I mean, seriously, you could whip up like, I don't know, a dozen of these like really, really fast, because it's all it is really tape and putting this together, and like it was super, super easy. You guys saw how easy it was. So I hope that inspired you guys to get creative and make your guys' Christmas cards so that you could send out to your loved ones, to your friends, to your families. There's Matthias. Matthias is saying hola, como está? So anyway, well, there was another fabulous Christmas card tutorial. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video as much as I enjoyed making this video for you guys. Don't forget to subscribe and hit that like button, as well as that notification button and that little bell icon, because you guys want to be notified every time I upload a video. You guys do not want to be missing out on this fabulousness. And don't forget to share and tell a friend, because these friends of yours, they need to know how fabulous these videos are. So that's it for now, my little crafty monsters. Goodbye.